Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought what I would do is something that I keep meaning to do every month and then I forget, which is monthly favourites. Aside from forgetting, I sometimes feel like I'm kind of rushing around trying to figure out what to include, and I'm always worried I'll include too much or too little, or too much of like one category and not so much of something else. So I have 7 categories of things and let's just make a start. So the first thing is this necklace that I'm wearing right now, and it just says Nope on it. I bought this actually near the beginning of the month from a shop called Monkey. Now I've walked past this shop several times and always thought it looked kind of cool and kind of quirky, so went in, had a look around, and yeah, they have some nice clothing items in there. What I really liked is all their little kind of accessories and extra bits and pieces that they have. So yeah, I got this necklace. I can't remember how much it was right now, but I will put a link to it in the description if I can. Yeah, I got this. They had a couple of other ones as well. It said different things, but I just felt like Nope just really resonated with me. That is a sentiment I can get behind. So yeah, it's a cool store all in, but I really like the necklace that I got from there. Staying in the same kind of fashion category, but something slightly different, is these jeans I have on. So usually I just buy my jeans from like Asda or Primark or just anywhere kind of cheap, because I mean, who doesn't love a cheap pair of jeans rather than an expensive pair? I had a couple of pairs from Dorothy Perkins which were nice and everything, but obviously I had been needing new ones because the ones that I had were all too big. So I went into Superdry and they had a sale on where their jeans were down from like £45 to £13.49. So yeah, I picked up a couple of pairs, and these ones are the ones that are really comfortable. I really like them and they fit very well just now. These are the Sophia Skinny, and they just fit really nicely. They've got a good amount of kind of stretch to them, so they fit comfortably. The only thing I'm having trouble with is the fact that they have rips in the knees, so I'm kind of like very conscious when I crouch down, like if I'm loading the washing machine or the tumble dryer and I kind of crouch down, that when I bend my knee, I'm scared I'm going to rip all the little threads going across the rip. So I have to kind of keep adjusting the knees so that I don't rip the little threads, because I don't want just like a gaping hole in the knee of my jeans. But other than that, they're very comfy. I enjoy them, and at £13.49, thanks Superdry, good job. Moving on from the kind of fashion side of things, let's talk about beauty items. So I'm just going to talk about one thing which is kind of new to me, and that is a foundation. I've been trying to find a foundation that works better with my skin. I was using the Charlotte Tilbury, is it called the Magic Foundation or something, which is really good and everything, but it is expensive, and so I wanted a kind of drugstore foundation to use when that one ran out. And I tried various things, including a couple of BB creams. I just couldn't find anything that was working well, because for some reason my skin has gone from being normal dry, or in some cases very dry, but usually on the normal to dry side, to being normal oily, which is strange for me. I think it's because I do actually hydrate myself these days. But yeah, I'd rather have oily skin than dry, because I don't like having those kind of dry flaky patches. Those were not fun to work with at all, and exfoliating just made it worse. So I'm happy enough that my skin has kind of seemed to go a bit in the oily side, but it does mean that the foundation I was using wasn't right. So I picked up the Maybelline Fit Me foundation, the matte and poreless one, and I've heard people rave about this one, but obviously I just never tried it before because it's for normal to oily skin, and that wouldn't have worked well with my dry skin at all. But I'm really enjoying it. The coverage is there, and it is definitely a matte foundation, which I like. I've been using a more kind of dewy finish foundation for quite a while, and so it's kind of a revelation to me that I can have a matte one. The staying power is really good, and it's just seems to be working very well for my skin just now. I'm just really enjoying it, so hopefully I will continue to enjoy it, because I tend to kind of fall in and out of love with foundations all the time, and I'm always going through a variety of them, but that's what I'm enjoying just now. So sticking kind of with the cosmetic side of things, this is probably a weird one. Aside from shopping around for different foundations, I tend to pick up lots and lots of different toothpastes, which I really don't see people talking about toothpaste a lot online. Maybe there's a reason for that, I don't know. But I'm not like brand loyal, so I shop around. But when I was at the dentist and they had this kind of glass bowl of little samples of toothpaste, and I am an absolute klepto. I love a freebie. I love collecting tiny little things. So I got a couple of samples of this toothpaste, and it is the best toothpaste I've ever used. So it's the Corsidel Ultra Clean, and if you're going to use it, be warned, it is not minty. It tastes very medicinal and almost salty, which is weird. I'm not making this sound good at all, but it makes your teeth feel so clean. When you're brushing with it, you can almost feel it going between your teeth, which is a weird sensation, but I feel like it is actually cleaning between my teeth and all around them, as opposed to just cleaning the surface. And afterwards, my teeth feel very clean. I think I have decent breath. Nobody's told me otherwise. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying using it. If you're in the market for a new toothpaste, definitely give it a go and use it a few times to get past that kind of weird taste, and you will love it, I promise. So now that we've moved past that weird toothpaste segment, let's move on to something a bit more kind of expected in these favourite videos, and that is a book. So this month saw the release of Louise Pentland's second novel, Wild About the Girl, and I made a video for the first one where I spoke about my experience at her book signing and stuff, but yeah, I really enjoyed that first book because it was, I don't want to use the cliched words like refreshing and relatable, but it was like, it wasn't a happily ever after story with nothing kind of real about it. There were a lot of real elements to it which I really enjoyed, so I was definitely highly anticipating the second book, and it didn't disappoint. There is a huge kind of twist, a huge thing that happens in it which is heartbreaking, and the way Louise writes it is just very, I have to say, just real and relatable, because it is. She writes from her own experiences, and that's very apparent in both books. I've seen a lot of people say that as they're reading that they can't help but think of Robin Wilde, the main character, as being Louise, and I totally get that because it definitely is very much her life experiences, but to me that just makes it more of a relatable and real story as opposed to something kind of airy-fairy and happily ever after at the end. So I've been really enjoying that. I read it in like 2 days and can't wait for the next one. Another thing I've really been enjoying this month, and probably for a few weeks before this month as well, is a little gaming app. Now, I am not sponsored. I wouldn't mind being sponsored by them because I play it all the time, but this is a little app and it's called Toy Blast, and I downloaded it because it popped up as like a little ad. I think it was on Instagram, it popped up, you know how those annoying ads, and I just for some reason clicked on it. I was like, do you know what, I've seen this so many times, I'm just going to click on it. And it's just a little match the block kind of game where you have to tap on different coloured blocks when there's more than two grouped together. But then there's other little elements to it as well, like little rockets and TNT blocks exploding, and then you have to you know, crack little chocolate eggs or make toast pop out a toaster as you get through the different levels. And it's just a silly game, but I've become highly addicted to it. And at the moment they've got, like, I don't know whether this is a thing that runs all the time, but they have like a little league where you're in the bronze, silver or gold league, and then it goes on to platinum league as well, but I got into that and then I just got bumped back out again, where you have to work your way up to the top so you get like extra little tools and stuff like that to help you in the game. And so I'm addicted to signing in, seeing where I am in the league, playing it and trying to get to the top to get prizes. And the final thing I want to talk about is a Netflix show that I've been watching this month, and it is called Meteor Garden. Now, when I first started watching this, I'm not going to lie, I hated it. So it's about a main character called Shansai, and she goes to university where she encounters this group of 4 boys called F4, and basically one of them is horrible to her and I hated him so much, but he starts to pursue her, and then in the end they do fall in love. Like, I'm at the stage where they're in love, and even though I hated him and he treated her so badly, I can't help but root for them to be together, and I kind of hate myself a little bit, but I also can't stop watching it. yeah, it's a weird one, but I'm very much enjoying it because he was very abusive towards her. It was awful, and somehow it has still made me root for them in the end. I don't know how it did that, but it did, and I'm enjoying the show. Also, on the show, Shansai's best friend, she has been wearing this necklace, which was one of my favourites. So, I mean, how can I not love it? It's just, I love it and watch it too much. So those were my favourites for August. Hopefully you found something in that you would like to go and watch or play or use, because I've been loving all these things. I'll see you all next week for another video. I have started college, which is weird as a 32-year-old woman to say that I've started college. So I'll talk to you about that next week and see how I'm getting on. But until then, thank you for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, then don't forget to click the subscribe button and the little bell for notifications, even though we all know it doesn't work. And give the video a thumbs up, comment down below, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.